Good evening. Welcome again to Depth, Not Just Headlines with me, Deborah Anderson. This evening, unfortunately, we're announcing again that another tech giant is releasing thousands of employees. This time it's Uber Technologies. And Uber made a filing today, May 6th, stating that it will be releasing 3,700 workers. And this will cost the company some $20 million in severance and other termination benefits, right? And the workers that are being let go, come from uh, multiple categories. And we're talking about customer service and recruiting, all right? So, our customer support and recruiting, right? And the recently Ridester, which does statistics for rideshare companies, had announced that earnings for Uber drivers had actually gone down some 80%. Now, we that's understandable. There were a lot of lockdowns, a lot of shelters in place, and with that happening, there were far less people being requiring transportation. So scores of Uber drivers were just not earning. Some were sick as well. And Uber actually announced as well that it will be assisting drivers who had been impacted in some way or another by the coronavirus, meaning that they had a family member who was ill, or if they had contracted the virus, that it would be helping them financially as well. So that's a plus for those on the driving end. On the other hand, there was a major boost in deliveries, and that helped a lot of the drivers who were actually only doing pickups and drop offs, not the food aspect of Uber, which is known as Uber Eats. And even with that increase, it still wasn't enough to sustain the drivers, especially those who do ride share as a full-time job, right? So St. Pat's weekend, which is one of the busiest Uber weekends or rideshare weekends, that was hugely affected. A lot of drivers usually see their earnings double, right? Some may increase by 50%, but there's always a huge increase. I've done Uber myself, and I recall doing St. Pat's weekend in 2018, and I made almost three times the regular amount of money that I'd usually make. And my husband, who is an app developer, he does Uber as well, and his earnings on the Uber side was badly impacted. So I have first-hand information as to how it is. Drivers who earn $1,000, $1,200 to $1,500, anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500 per week, they earned anywhere from $150 to $300 during the period of lockdown. And of course, many states are still on a lockdown. So we know that it's going to be a little while before drivers start operating fully again, and before Uber itself can rehire or just begin to hire people, whether new people or its old staff, to get back on its feet and operate as it normally does. Now, one plus in this whole situation is the fact that Lowe's has chosen to partner with Uber this Mother's Day weekend. And how does that work? Well, they'll have thousands of flowers being distributed to senior homes or senior living facilities, and they'll be using Uber to do the deliveries. So we're thanking Lowe's for being considerate, right? And that's one means for the drivers to earn some money over the Mother's Day weekend, because a lot of flowers will be delivered. And not only will the Uber drivers be happy, but so will these senior citizens, some of whom haven't seen their family members in such a long time, some for weeks, some probably 2 months, right? And they're suffering alone. And it will just be such a heartwarming gesture and, an upliftment for them, getting these flowers delivered to them. So again, thank you, Lois, for that. All right, thank you so much for watching this episode of Depth, Not Just Headlines with me, Deborah Anderson. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.